everybody's day going today? So today I will be talking about how Walt Disney created his idea into reality by using the illusions of art and manipulating our minds. So let's go right into it. So imagine you're walking down the Disneyland Park Street. You start to look down. You notice that the street is a dark gray color. You look up and you see this beautiful Cinderella's Sleeping Beauty castle. And you think to yourself, wow, it's so big and beautiful. As you start to walk closer and closer and closer, the castle starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This is because Disney utilized two principles along with construction. These two principles are known as the forced perspective of art. And then the second is the rule of color wheels. So let's go into it. So the forced perspective is a small thing that is manipulated to make itself big to the eye view. But using the colors and the right tints, the right shades, the right colors, it can really do a big difference. Now, let's go into the speech points. Number 1, I will be discussing to you all about what made Walt Disney create the idea to becoming into a reality where all of us, kids and adults, can all enjoy it. Number 2, I will be discussing more about forced perspective along with you all, and as well as colors. Number 3, I will be discussing to you all about how it all comes together. Right? And then, yes. So, to start off with, Walt Disney, did you actually know that he loved all the Disney stories, and he loved to watch everybody enjoying those cartoons, even kids and even adults. So he thought of this idea back in 1955 that he wanted to create his idea into reality. And that same year, it actually happened, and it opened up to the public in Anaheim, California. And they used the concepts of art, the colors, and they did take the colors of Mickey Mouse, Minnie, and all the characters very lifelike and very seriously. And now going into the perspective, the forced perspective, going into how they made it. So back in 1955, when they opened Disneyland, they have a crew of team members that are constantly repainting the park to make it seem like it's brand new, opened to the public, back how it opened in 1955 till now. And they're constantly painting and painting and painting to the point where they're using 182 colors per day to be able to retouch it. And along with that, they're constantly having to maintaining the castles, the rides, and everything. And besides not only the castle, but forced perspective is used in the stores, in the streets, in the in the kitchen area, the courtyards, the playgrounds for the little kids, and even the castle, and even the shows. But let's just keep on focused on the castle and on the streets, okay? So using this first perspective, on the first level, the first floor, it is constructed in a pure cinder block of cement. Now, how the way I'll show it to you by using my hands is that, imagine this is the first level, correct? Okay, so this is the first level, just pure cinder block. Then the second level that they use is a normal size. So from here to here, it does give the illusion of the actual castle happening. And then now the third floor, which is also open to the public, is a little bit taller, which is a little bit like that. And then if we were to take into consideration the towers on the top, it would be going this way. So if you think about it, if you were to draw it out, it would make perfectly sense where they would draw it. Now, if you were to actually build it like a normal size, a normal size, a normal size, a normal size, the castle would just be small and it wouldn't give the illusion. Now, let's say that the castle was painted red on the top instead of blue. That wouldn't necessarily catch our eye. So Disney decided to paint the castles blue on the top because it actually catches our attention. And even in the actual castle itself, it has a blue tint, even though it's like a peach gray tint. But they also added blue to make it to our eye-catching appearance. And this is why we have the illusion of it being so big and beautiful as we step away from it and still being big and still being a pretty normal size castle, pretty tall for ourselves, but not as big as the story. Because now the problem with building the castle that's the stories and the fairy tales are mentioning it being 180 feet tall. Imagine that would be so huge. That would be big. We would even get lost in the castle. And in fact, did you know that in the Sleeping Beauty Cinderella castle, that there was originally allowed 550 guests to able to dine in. That's a lot. But see, now if that were to actually happen, there would be so many consequences, so many problems with that. So let's say that, imagine 550 people going in to dine in, how much responsibility Disney would have to constantly be monitoring 550 people at the time. And then you're still having to worry about all the furniture and everything else. Like, it's just a lot of things to constantly be worrying about. Stealing, etc., fraud, who knows? And so that's one problem that Disney would have if they were to build it lifelike. Now, if another problem that Disney would have is the constant worrying of the building being a little bit brittle. Meaning, on the top, 180 feet is enough height for an airplane to pass by, and eventually, or even so, the airplane can crash into the tower, to the castle on the top. But that means that castle would be tumbled down. And that's something that Disneyland did not want. Walt Disney did not want that in Disneyland. And the thing is that Walt Disney wanted to use a forced perspective on purpose to avoid all those problems. And now going into the color of Disney, they used the black streets to purposely make the castle pop out at your face. They purposely built the buildings on the side, the shops, everything a lighter tone, so that way we're all moved forcefully, manipulated to go into the stores, into the shops, and to the restaurants with a lighter tone. So that way it's like, oh, I'm hungry. Where's the nearest shop? It's right there next to you. It's a bright color screaming at your face. They use this to catch our attention. Now, they purposely make it small, but at the same time yet big, because they add a normal size building that we can go into, just one floor, and yet they add another floor that is a little bit higher than the normal size building. So imagine this, and it would be that. That would just be the illusion, but is as if you were to step farther away, it would appear smaller and smaller. You see where I'm going? Now, let's go into the final part, is that when we go into the night, everything pops out. Everything pops out at us. And the same concept goes. The night sky, the bright, beautiful colors. Now, this is where the blue comes in from Disneyland, from the castle. Is that the blue castle will catch our attention because it's the same concept with the blue light filter in our phones. The blue light catches our attention, keeps us hooked into our phones. The same concept goes into the Disneyland. Our eyes are automatically drawn into the blue castle. And especially with the beautiful fireworks, the light color of the buildings will also catch our attention. And everything looks so magical and beautiful. But this is what I'm thinking. This is so magical. This is so beautiful when you're actually in the present moment living it. And throughout this whole researching all of this, it just taught me something new that I never really thought. Disneyland used so much into this beautiful, magical stories into reality, and just, yeah, it's just a lot. But what do you all think? What do you think of this interesting information? Comment down below, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.